Hey everybody, I just want to post a quick update. I haven't been online all day. I've been typing emails, looking into the laws, making some phone calls. One of the phone calls I made was to the U.S. Department of Labor and asking what was the status of implementing the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program as mandated by the CARES Act. What that means is that when this program comes into effect, anyone who claims unemployment on a state level should be able to receive an extra $600 a week for up to 39 weeks in this calendar year. That's huge. But the way that has to happen, the federal government has to give clear instructions to each state, and then each state gets into private contract with the U.S. Department of Labor. And so right now, the U.S. Department of Labor has not sent out those information packets and that guidance to each state. So please go to state of Tennessee and register for unemployment. And if it says $0 benefit, just know it's going through. Okay, a couple of other quick updates. One point of clarification that I'm seeing crop up. Accountants are thinking that the $100,000 annual salary rule only applies in the way that you could include the first $100,000 of that salary into the loan calculation for a PPP loan. That is wrong. That is not in the law. The law specifically states that if someone makes more than $100,000 in wage, salary, other similar income, that entire salary, wage, whatever, gets excluded from the calculation of the loan amount for a PPP. Want to give a quick primer also on EIDLs, Economic Injury Disaster Loans. Okay, these are loans with SBAs that they're loans. You have to pay them back. What the CARES Act does, though, in a section says emergency EIDL grants. In other words, you go to the SBA website, you file for EIDL, and what happens is up to $10,000 under this act, you will have a grant that is free money essentially you don't have to pay it back, okay? That still means you're applying for a loan. If your loan gets rejected or approved, you still get that grant money up to $10K and you don't have to pay it back. Now be careful. You can't use that on just everything with the business. You have to use it on basically similar items like the PPP loans, with the exception that you can use it to pay down debt obligations that otherwise you can't pay for loss of revenues. Last thing before I jump off for the night, or at least for the evening right now, is that know that PPP loans, people are saying you might be able to submit them to banks as soon as this Friday, April 3rd. Even though if that is the case, even if you go download the form from the Treasury Department, the fact that banks will consider the merits of the loan and get back to you and cut a check within a week or by Friday no, I want you to keep realistic expectations here. Be careful on relying on the PPP loans for meeting your short-term cash needs because it might not come in time. This might come at the end of April. Every bank that I've contacted is saying that at the end of April, this is when you can rely on the PPP coming through. And so please be careful. Even if you can submit the documentation, you will not get the funds likely. And so please be wary. These are trying times. The best that we can do is learn as much as we can, get straight facts, straight answers, and understand what our options are. A lot of people don't have a lot of options. And so if we can see what our reality is, see what our situations are, and what we're willing to do, and understand what are we doing it for, why are we keeping our business alive? Why are we keeping our employees hired? If we just lean in on the human side and try to kick that fear aspect and understand as much as we possibly can, we can leverage the tools that we have, that people are trying to get into our hands, to try to continue our businesses. Even if we're making 25% revenue, 10% revenue, how do you figure this out, weather the storm, so when you get out of this, you have an extra revenue stream and you're stronger and you're better and you have brand loyalty? Sleep on that. There's a way out of this with facts and clarity.